Hello, welcome to Bergen, Norway. We're here at Jewel of the Seas. This is our last port that we will be visiting, and thought we would do a quick live. The vlog obviously will come out sometime this year as we edit through things. It might be more stable if you hold it and I push her. I have a wobble to my walk. Yeah, so Bergen, nice port.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna try to find a quiet spot to sit, which honestly might be up here.
Like
Like maybe down there at the end.
yeah, like over there at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a little live stream chat about our cruise and what we thought about it and whatnot. We'll do a full review eventually, but figured might as well get.
It's our last port.
It's our last port. We have time to do a live. Might as well do a live and talk about it a bit. Yeah, I think out here will be good. There'll be no music, so
Yeah. Can smell the varnish.
yeah, they're varnishing. Right here. There'll be some background music from my daughter. Actually,
Well, at least that's not copyright.
yeah, as far as I know. We were lucky today, it didn't rain. You want me to take it and then we're gonna attempt to sit here.
Sit down here.
Yeah. Attempt to anyway. Might take me a second to sit down, but probably somewhat stable.
Anything over
Yes, I think it is, because that's how I was kind of doing it before. But anyway, so let's start with food, because that's kind of an easy one to talk about, because we've talked about it a lot to ourselves. Whoa. Okay, food. You go first.
Food.
Oh, child. How have you? Food on the Jewel of the Seas.
I mean, the food for the most part has been good from what I have had. A lot of the stuff has been cooked pretty well and good temperature and stuff. Options have been kind of not great for me. It's kind of been the same thing a lot of the times, with a few additions for the special theme nights and stuff. But
Yeah. So he is a picky eater, and me and my daughter are vegetarian. So
there was a lot of options that this had a lot of stuff in it mixed in.
for me and my daughter, like, we only do buffet. We don't do dining room anymore, and there is a plant-based option on the menu, but I don't like half of it. Hemris, my daughter, likes more options than I do. But I found the food cold. Like you said about temperature, I honestly found most of the food being cold.
Really?
Yeah. Like, not a good temperature. And the same thing every night. Like, the theme stuff doesn't really have options for us. And when you're on the ship, like, a lot of people were on the ship before this, and then there's people that are doing this cruise and then the next cruise. So there's a lot of people on the ship for like 20 days, and there's not a lot of food options. And then there's a time from 3:30 to 6 where the only thing that's open is the Slarum Cafe. And it kind of sucks, because there's pizza and a few sandwiches that are pre-made. So they're like, if you don't like what's on them, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
Or you can't eat what's on them, you're kind of screwed. And then pizza, which the pizza's not even that good, and there's only so much pizza someone can eat.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks, especially like the last two ports we were in, we had excursions, and all aboard was 4:30, and a lot of people were on excursions, and a lot of those excursions didn't get back to the ship until like quarter after 4. So that left us 15 minutes to get on the ship, but because the buffet closes at 3:30 and doesn't reopen till 6, all these people came back on the ship not having had lunch, because lunch ends at 11, or breakfast ends at 11, and lunch starts at 11:30. And so a lot of us had excursions starting at noon. Well, you don't have enough time from 11:30 to 12 to be able to eat food, get ready, and get off the ship. So just that of us trying to figure out food and stuff. Ship overall, I feel, is a beautiful ship. Like, it's definitely an older ship, a smaller ship, an outer date ship. We've just been varnishing all of the railings. Beds are royal beds. If you follow us,
play back.
if you follow us, we prefer Princess. We are Princess Cruisers. So if you like Princess, subscribe. If you prefer Royal, there's this cruise and the other cruise that we're doing, but that's the end of our Royal cruises. Then we did Royal in the past, but we are Princess Cruisers now, and the beds on Princess compared to here. I have back problems to begin with, so the Royal beds just, and I co-sleep with my daughter.
Like,
So
I was surprised when we did Alaska on the Crown. I slept almost every night all the way through. This cruise, there hasn't been a single night where I've slept all the way through.
So this is my daughter's cruise. The first one we were on Oasis and we slept on the pull-out couch because the layout of that room didn't work for me to co-sleep with my daughter. And my brother slept on the bed put together. The second cruise was on the Crown on Princess, and I co-slept with my daughter, and it was amazing. Like, I slept so good, and I thought it was because we went to bed so late, but actually I don't think that was it. I think the beds were just fantastic. And then me and my daughter did Navigator of the Seas alone, and we did a full we had the beds put together, so that bed was still not super comfortable, but size-wise it was fine. Whereas to be on the Royal beds again, and for such a long time, like 13 nights, and co-sleeping and whatnot, it's kind of hard. No pun intended. It's like, it's a firm bed. Like, it's not a great bed. Anyway, we have another 8-night coming up in 2 weeks, so I'll get to enjoy it for another 8 days, but it's okay. Won't complain too much, because I'd still rather sleep on that. I would still rather be on the cruise with a horrible bed.
Yeah.
There's no laundry on Royal ships, which is frustrating. I had a dream once that the Icon had self-serve laundry. I swear, Royal needs to have self-serve laundry. You have a lot of families. For us to do a 13, like, I don't know what the people that are doing that have been on the ship for 20 days are doing, because there's no self-serve. I guess they're paying for it.
Yeah, I guess so. Because I paid $26, was it?
Something
for
like that.
5 shirts and 2 shorts, just to get me kind of through the rest of the week.
Yeah, I've been hand washing my daughter's clothes and a few of my things, but like, I'm too cheap to pay. Whereas Princess at least has a self-serve laundry for a reasonable price. What was it? $3 to wash, $3 to dry, something like that. Not bad at all. Hi, I give you a toy to play with.
So you look at like $6 for a full load of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's reasonable.
And then if you're lucky enough like us to have elite laundry, that's free. Royal used to do bag sales where it was a fill a bag for $36, and I have not seen it since.
And I'm pretty sure,
Oasis.
and like it says, like, on cruises for like longer than 8 days or something, they're supposed to offer it, but
yeah. But I didn't see it on Navigator either. Hello, Bryony. I'm almost same time zone as me for a change. Yes. I never even thought about time zone. Like, when we did our live stream in Granger, it was like, is anyone even awake? But yes. What time is it there, Bryony? Let me know, because right now
behind us, so maybe 3 o'clock.
Yeah, because it's 4 o'clock here. So yeah, let me know. We're talking about doing British Isles and Scandinavia 2028. 28, I think, is what we've kind of decided. Because we're going to do Europe, then Alaska, then Caribbean, then back to Europe. If I let you out, are you going to run away, or are you just wanting to sit with me? If you're wanting to sit with me, yes, it's 3 here, you're an hour ahead. Nice! We are the closest we have ever been in the same time zone. This is going to be... This is going to be interesting. But yeah, we're saying 2027 we're going to do a British Isles with something else. It might be Scandinavia, it might be Iceland. Haven't quite decided yet. But 2020, what did I say, 28? Oh, I'm in your way. Because yeah, we're going to rotate between Europe, Alaska, and Caribbean. That's kind of our plan. So we're hoping 2027 to do a group cruise. Hopefully a southern. The other possibility is doing a back-to-back Eastern-Western, but we'll have to see. I mean, we're a ways away from that. Currently looking to book for Alaska 2026. Bryony, I'm sad you can't come, but it is what it is. Maybe one of our other ones you can join us. But currently waiting for those. My business manager said end of July she's going to take off. Are you ready to run? Yeah, I can't do really fun.
Emrys.
Yeah. I need to talk to you and see how things are going with that. We'll
Emrys.
talk privately. Emrys is gonna run off. Let me flip it around.
Where you want to go? What are you doing? Coming back
Hi.
over here,
Hi.
making a circle.
Oh. I don't know that I want this in my face,
You want
but
to take the phone for a second?
I'm just gonna flip it around. You got it?
Yeah. Oh, there's my face. Let me flip that around there. There we go. And you can see her at least.
We really thought, in terms of
How is
the-
Emrys going with the cruise?
How do you think you're doing, Emrys? She's doing good. She was a little fussy, like, I don't know, half an hour ago. She is driving us nuts with the stroller. I will say that. She is high sensory seeking, and she's been dragging her feet on the ground because she can reach the ground. And I had posted in Down syndrome autism Facebook group, what the heck do we do? And everyone said different stroller. She's outgrown the stroller. And I've always been, I hate the straps on the stroller, so maybe it's time to just switch to a different one. We're gonna try, we have a pig Parago Selfie, we're gonna try that stroller. But other than that, like, she does very well when traveling. She's very well with eating. She eats better than we do. She likes to party, so yeah. But she does very well.
So we talk a bit about the
Itinerary?
actual cruise
And itinerary, yes.
that we've been doing.
So this is a very port-heavy cruise, which has been tiring but nice. We really thought that Norway would be like Alaska 2.0. It would be Alaska, but better. And we actually miss Alaska.
The ports anyway.
Yes.
There's been some really beautiful scenery here with the mountains, and like it's a lot more taller all the time.
Yes.
And
In
the fjords is
they're
beautiful.
Beautiful.
The waterfalls all the time.
The waterfalls, like the scenery is beautiful, but a lot of the ports are very
It's
city.
like this. It's a city.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's nice because at least you get a lot of the old architecture to walk around
Yeah,
with.
we walked down to a fort, which was nice, but yeah, it's just heavy city. Olden, Flom,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, Garanger.
those were our ports that I felt were
They're
the
like
most
very small
nice.
town.
And
like-
Flam and Garanger are two that are closing.
I think you'd love Iceland, probably.
Yes. Is that Bryony saying
Yes.
that? Yes. So she got married in Iceland.
Oh,
And
okay.
I should show you the picture sometimes. Oh my goodness.
I feel like a lot of the Iceland ports was a lot like.
Yes. Where
more
it's
small.
less, like, it's so touristy here.
Yeah, it's very
because,
touristy.
Like, people can drive here.
Yeah.
So even like with Flom, like, we went on the railroad. Well, a lot of the railroad was other people.
Yeah, because
from
you can go all the way to Oslo if you wanted to, right?
Yeah.
So some people were coming back and forth and stuff.
So yeah,
And like Tromsø was like just very
Tromsø is very
touristy.
industrial, and like there's an Expedia commercial in Canada, or is it the United States? I don't know where we get our commercials
Yeah.
from, but there's an Expedia commercial about Tromsø, and I thought it would be magical because Expedia made me think that, and it was just industrial city. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't a whole lot to it.
Like maybe if we took an excursion off into the mountains or something like
Yes,
that, who
but
knows?
We
but
are cheap, and we like to be able just to explore the city ourselves. We don't want to have to pay for excursions. We did do an excursion.
yeah, we did.
In Flom, we did the train, and
And we
Olden,
did the bus
a scenic
and-
drive, which
yeah.
was beautiful and well worth that. But it's like for the rest of the time, like
We don't want to do it for every single port.
no, because excursions are about 180 American ish.
Yeah. per
160 to 180 per person.
person. Yeah.
And so when you have, what do we have, like 8 or 9 ports this cruise?
Yeah, that adds up a lot.
Yeah. So it was like, we pick and choose. We had talked about doing a few things like museums and whatnot, but
Yeah.
even that we decided not to do. But yeah, and that's when we are cutting down our cruises to cruising for about 3 to 4 weeks every summer. It's kind of our goal.
Save on
instead of doing
flights.
5 cruises a year.
Just push everything into all the time slots.
Instead of doing 5 weeks of cruising in like 3 or 4 cruises.
Yeah.
It'll just cut down on flights and stuff like that, and then allowing more money for
Excursions
And that's also why we're like, hey, we're going to do Alaska, we're going to do Caribbean, and we're going to do Europe. because most of the time the Caribbean and Alaska ones will not cost us money for excursions. They're cheaper for flights. They're cheaper for hotels pre-cruise usually. And then if every third year we're doing a European cruise, that's where we have our more expensive excursions, or
He's
more
the U.S.
expensive.
one. He's Antarctica.
Oh,
He's the one. The
Oh, on the show.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not on the show for the. Remember waiting for the
port excursion guy.
yeah.
Oh, we need his signature.
our lollipop guy.
Our lollipop guy. The follow the lollipop. So anyway, yeah. So we'll do our excursions in Europe, pay the price in Europe to get the better, like the more expensive excursions that are more well worth it,
Yeah.
like in Iceland and stuff like that. And we already know for British Isles, I'm sure Bryony, you're not interested in British Isles, but I want to make sure we have an itinerary that goes to Shetland. That is like high on my list. The Lewick or whatever, Lewick, slaughtering names. I'm so good at names. Fantastic. But I want to make sure that we go there. But I know with British Isles, there's so many ones that I want to do that are excursions, because you basically need to do excursions for stuff like the Blarney Castle. I am not going to kiss the Blarney Stone. I'm going to kiss a Blarney Stone.
Bryony says at least in the UK, most of our museums are free.
Nice.
That's good to know.
Yeah, that is good to know.
Instead of just doing the hopping off bus and popping into
that's
museums.
something else we've talked about with. I don't know about how it is in the UK or even like the Mediterranean, but here there's been hop on and off buses almost every port. The red buses. We did it in Amsterdam, but we're talking about doing a lot of just those type of things, picking a few stops that they go to and going to like those museums and whatnot. Yeah, we went to a free fort today, which was kind of cool. When we walked there, we're tired. It's been a long, it's a high...
Long 2 weeks.
Yes, in terms, we need like more relaxing days, but that's what my next cruise is for. We're going to Aruba and Curacao and Perfect Day, so they'll be working ones, but they weren't.
Not to say we're all like disappointed with this cruise. It's been fantastic.
Well,
it's been amazing.
As someone that is budget conscious, going, okay, what I paid for this versus what I paid for Alaska.
Yes.
And the time and the energy for this versus the time and the energy to get to Alaska. Yeah. This was not Alaska Point 2.0. This was Alaska 1A.
We did get our blue nose though,
yes,
so we got a certificate.
So that was good. Yes, being able to do something unique like that. We woke up at like 2 o'clock in the morning one day to go outside and see how bright it was.
How do I get those comments back? I missed it. Now I don't know how to show it again. No, I don't know how to see it.
There's a comment.
All messages are visible. There we go. Bunny said, hop on off tourist buses are just in London. But we have loads of buses constantly everywhere, so you can... Oh, why is it fading away? I'm not done reading you, huh?
Hop on and off buses.
So you can buy a day ticket and can just use the bus as an off and off
like the public buses. Yeah.
How do you ever just like show this chat all the time?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I hit live chat, all messages are visible, but...
But yeah, that's kind of our thought, is probably just dump more money into excursions on those ports. And doing it every third year will allow us to do that. We also only want to sail from Southampton from Europe now after we do our Mediterranean next year, because we're flying into Turkey and we're flying out of Barcelona. So our plan is to fly into Barcelona, stay a night in Barcelona, then fly one way to Turkey, and then we're cruising from Turkey to Barcelona, and then we'll fly back, because WestJet in Canada flies direct from Calgary to Barcelona. So I am terrified for our flight home on Friday. We're flying from Amsterdam to Detroit. We have 6 hours in Detroit before we fly to Calgary. So please send all the positive energy ever to me, because that flight is going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long day. We're going to be exhausted. So
we're live stream 5 hours of terror in Detroit.
Oh yeah, 5 hours in Detroit. There you go. Of us exhausted. Yeah, so our plan in the future is any Europe cruises, we're going to go to Southampton and cruise out of Southampton. But I don't think there's much of Europe left for us to do. We're going to do, like I said, Mediterranean, we have Mediterranean, we have British Isles.
Like do like a Scandinavian and then Iceland.
And then like Spain, Portugal is also on my list.
Something like that.
Something like that. But we'll see what we end up doing. Like, so 2028. Emirates will also be 10 when we do that.
Yeah.
So little bit bigger, a little bit older, maybe walking a little more. Yeah, we'll see how things are going, but yeah, it just overall it's been good. It's just it wasn't as scenic as I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
For what it was. I mean, like I'm just comparing it too much to Alaska.
Like in terms of ports.
In terms of ports, it's just more touristy, less.
You get a lot more of the nice scenery on the ship itself, like looking out of windows.
Yes.
And which this ship has been really good for because there's windows everywhere. So like even down on deck with schooners and Safari Club, that whole area is all windows. The piazza, or whatever this is called on the ship. The Centrum all has windows on pretty much every floor.
The Centrum elevators.
Yeah, elevators has the panoramic views. So like everywhere you go on the you can see out of, and there's a lot of like the fjord, the buffet and stuff. You can see all that all the time.
Yeah.
So there's definitely really good views while the ship was moving.
Yes, 100%. It's just more the ports. I thought the ports would be more quaint than they've been, but yeah, very beautiful. And I love that we went above the Arctic Circle. Like that's kind of like getting the blue nose.
Yeah, to get that really high up in
like
latitude 71 degrees north or whatever.
Yeah, someone was saying that they've done the international date line, they've done the equator, and now they did that. And I'm like, yeah, that's. I was already planning like an Antarctica cruise.
Yeah, that one would be really good.
Yeah, we'll probably do that one through an expedition though. Yeah, is that the word I'm looking for?
Expedition.
Because I want to do the ones that take like the little Zodiac boat and go right to land.
Yeah.
I think it was Seabourn, which is part of the Carnival Corp Princess and stuff. But I think probably before we do that, we'll probably do the one with Princess that you go down and you can see Antarctica by land. Or see the land by ship. We'll probably do that first. Because that's also high on my list of cruises to take, but man, too many cruises, not enough time. Overall, the cruise has been good. I wish it was with Princess. We wouldn't have had the food issues with Princess because food delivery and just stuff like the International Cafe is better timing, and the buffet doesn't close other than on the sun.
There's just certain circumstances where you're just like, oh, I wish I had this feature because it would have been nice.
Service.
Like a couple days ago, I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't really want to leave to go eat. So Michelle brought me back something where it could have got delivery, and then stuck with like pizza after 9 o'clock.
Service is lacking, which it has been for the last year since post-COVID.
Yeah, it's so hard just to get anybody to give me to even ask if I want a drink.
Yep. We're so used to like sitting down and being able to get drinks brought to us, and that doesn't happen. Doesn't happen in the bars unless you are buying drinks. You kind of get ignored if they don't think you're gonna buy a drink. Yeah. Whereas Royal, or Princess, they were like happy to bring us water. So happy, yeah.
And they knew the routine, and as soon as I got in, they'd be bringing it for me, and this is a little bit different vibes for that.
Even like in the buffet, like clearly I'm pushing a stroller while carrying a plate, possibly a plate and a bowl.
There's a helicopter going on behind your head.
And I'm very used to like Princess offering to help. Here I've been asked if I needed help maybe once, and we eat there 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Even one time I was struggling, and I clearly was struggling to hold the plate while pushing her and stuff, and the workers just walking right past, didn't even care.
Thank you, whoever hit the thumbs up. It really helps to like the stream.
Probably Thanks, Bryony.
The likes definitely help.
Yes. So it's different. I mean, I'm comparing a premium line to a mainstream line. but for the prices of Royal these days, you'd think that they would up their game, and they don't. Like it's the cleaning's only once a day for your room, and it's not even done really like in depth.
Yeah. Thoroughly.
They kind of just go to bed together.
Well, thank you for another like.
Yeah. But overall, very happy with the ship. Loving the entertainment. The shows every night have been good. We have another production show tonight. West End to Broadway, I think is what it's called. So that will be 3 production shows.
Yeah, and I will say that the shows the last week have been really good. They got on some really good talent.
Yeah.
There was some America's Got Talent guy, Britain's Got Talent winner, the Golden Buzzer dude.
Was he?
The comedy, the singing
piano.
comedy piano. He was really good.
John Courtney.
Yeah, John Courtney. Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
He was really good.
There was a magician.
The magician was really good. He was eye musician.
Any ABBA for Emrys.
We just did an ABBA Name That Tune.
Which I was a little disappointed in her memory on that one.
I know the songs. I don't know the names of the songs. So, like, I could sing along. With the lyrics. But in terms of remembering what the name of each song is, I got 9 out of 15. No, 9 out of 19.
Yeah, 9 out of 19.
9 out of 19. Someone got 16 out of 19. That was the highest one. So now I'm like, I'm going to have to put ABBA back in my car. So that way, because we have a Name That Tune on our Southern Caribbean cruise coming up. And I need to brush up. I need to brush up on the names. Not that I should be singing them, but I know how to sing them. Oh.
And then last night we had Frankie and the Dreamers.
Yes. We've ran into
okay.
them a few times. Jason took their picture in Allison.
Yeah. We just came across them coming back to the ship, and they were like, "Hey, can you take our picture?" We didn't know who they were at the time, and so we took their picture, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're going on that ship."
Yeah.
We're like, "Oh, are you a band?"
We've seen them a few times since then.
Apparently, he's the original person that played Frankie for Jersey Boys or something.
Yeah, on Broadway. So
yeah.
We don't know people.
But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I'm liking that there's something in the theater every night.
Yeah, there's been good shows, at least.
Because, I mean, Navigator was the same. Navigator was good as well. Adventure, I'm sure Adventure of the Seas will be as well. There's been an open play time for babies and tots, which has been nice to have a place for Emrys to run around. We don't do it every day, but do miss kind of the Oasis actual playground area.
Oh yeah, we had the playground on there, yeah.
Yeah, but not too bad.
Kids' activities, not really for her.
No, not for her. Science things, trivia for kids, scavenger hunts for kids,
crafts, things stuff that's harder for her to be able to do. And like the scavenger hunt, you had to actually bring the items, so that was kind of
like they were wanting us to bring like a towel animal and I don't know,
different comb and stuff. It's like well, we're not going to ask people for things that we're going to be taking.
Yeah.
And then how are they going to get those back? How are we going to find them afterwards and stuff? It's like no.
Yeah, it wasn't for us. We've been doing the nation scavenger hunt.
We try to find crew and stuff from different nations.
She might be running off.
What are you doing? You got to stay here. Stay here until we're done the live.
So that's what Jason was saying with the one guy who was our U.S. guide from our excursion. That was the train, right? Yeah. And then so I had said at the time, oh, I need his signature, but then I still don't have the paperwork. If we were local, like if we were in the UK, this is beautiful and a fantastic alternative to flying to the other side of the world for Alaska.
Yes.
100%, because the scenery is gorgeous. Do it in 2025.
Before they close ports that are actually good.
Because Flam is amazing, and so is Garinger. They are like a beautiful
really
port.
Good ones. If you saw our last live, you see how beautiful Garinger was when we was walking around there.
Yeah. I would go with Princess. That would be my other caveat. Go with a different cruise line. This one's only doing it twice this season. The Jewel of the Seas, Princess. Does a bit more. Do the Arctic Circle one.
Yeah.
Do the one where you
get your blue nose.
Get your blue nose. Go above the Arctic Circle. Go to Tromsø and Honningsvåg and stuff like that. Do that. That would be my recommendation.
Yeah.
Like I think if you're local and you can go from Southampton, that's better. But
the other nitpicky thing I want to mention is the souvenirs. Like every single shop, once you get up, like on all the ports up there, are all just the exact same thing. It's like they get the same thing that's shipped in, and they're the exact same. Some of them actually had higher prices for some reason too.
Same T-shirts.
Yep, same shirts, same hoodies. Most of them are just plain Norway things. There wasn't really, like, I was looking for something more themed.
Same knick-knacky things.
Bergen, however, there are lots of shops in Bergen here that had more unique, cheaper stuff.
Slightly.
They had the stalls, and they were cheaper.
Slightly.
But they have more of like the $15 T-shirts, like the ones were more.
If we were from, this is a great alternative to Alaska, but for us personally, we are an hour and a half flight to Vancouver. So
and I find
even an hour and a half.
Not even.
So for us,
I think
it's
so.
like, and at $500 round trip.
Yeah, it's cheap and quick.
Way more sense, and the cruise itself is cheaper.
Yeah.
Like we can do a north-south Alaska for less than $2,000.
And the Alaska ports themselves had more character. Like, overall.
Yeah, like there's less ports.
Yeah.
But like D&J from Paradis just did a 28 day?
I think so.
With Holland America that went above the Arctic Circle. And
Signal super bad now for you guys. Something before it faded away.
Probably because more people are getting back on the ship.
Yeah.
So it might be time to wrap it up then.
Yeah, we can always wrap it up and. It's getting too bad.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll do a review.
We'll do an actual wrap up, which might duplicate some of this stuff, but.
Be a proper. Proper wrap up,
but yeah, thanks for watching and.
Yeah. Do all the thingies, subscribe, like, comment, those thingies.
Yeah.
And, vlogs will come out as soon as we get home and I start editing them. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Bryony, for joining us. I'm glad you're only an hour different from us.
Wish us luck on our trip back.
Yes.
That layover is going to be rough.
On Friday. Long flight. Anyway, bye, guys.
Take care. I'll let you end it.
You don't know how to end it?
Nope.
It's the X in the corner. Yeah.